Good evening, guys. It's a bit more of a chilled affair, both in my bedroom, which is a lot cooler tonight. I was able to keep my vest on the whole live show, but also in the swimming. A lot of 200s tonight. In fact, everything was 200s. 200 heats, finals, semi-finals, 4x200 relays, with the exception of the fastest event in the pool, the men's 50 freestyle, also happened tonight. A few little things. My world record certificate. Look at this. I've put it back in its frame nicely. I'm moving flats, so I didn't want to do it because it's like such a pain. Basically, you've got to unclip all these little things, pull the back plate out, and then like you can adjust it. But people are getting really agitated in the comments, so I just wanted to sort that out. There you go, my Masters world record, and my training's kicked off pretty hard. We had a big session today, 2.2k. We done like 3 100s aerobic, a 200 strong, 3 100s slower than the last set of 3 100s, 100 stronger. We went like 103 short course meters, nothing crazy. Me, Matt, and Rob. 3 100s even slower, and then we done a 50. I was like 27. We're just getting back into it though. Our big meet is the end of October. It's the meet we got this certificate last year, and we don't just want to add one this year. We want to like sweep the world records. So anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. We're here to talk about swimming. What am I thinking about? There's still a few dead leaves on the plant, but we've got the certificate sorted, so we'll get that sorted. And yeah, 200 fly was the first event. Before we get into that, discounts on my website. Raw Speed is just £75 to celebrate the 50 freestyles, which we're going to talk about tonight. And my 100 pace program, 12-week 100 pace program, is at a discount of £46.40 to celebrate Panjanali's brilliant world record in the 100 freestyle last night, as he dominated that race. So tonight we started the women's 200 butterfly, and it was a three-way battle, literally a three-way battle between Summer Mcintosh, Regan Smith, and Zhang Yufei, the defending Olympic champion and Olympic record holder. She won the last Olympics in 2:03.8, where she opened up in 58.2, and she was a little slower to 100 tonight. Even though she turned first, she was 58.8, and maybe that was a telling sign that she was not going to be as quick as she was last time. But the reality was, even if she equaled her Olympic record, she still would have got the bronze medal she ended up getting, because Regan and Summer were both quicker than her Olympic record time. And that's, you know, we're talking about slow pulls. I think that's quashed at this point. You know, I think now people have started to relax into the meet. We're seeing some real fast times. And Regan Smith set an American record. There we go. An American record of 2:03.84 for silver. A brilliant swim. She was third all the way, but overtook Zhang on the last 50. But it was not... You know, in fact, she split 32.34 on the last 50. Summer was 32.33. So Summer basically dominated the second 100. Really well swum. The second fastest performance in history, overtaking Jess Shipper's 2:03.4 from 2009 in the full bodysuit. Summer Mcintosh really showed up in this 200 butterfly and won in an awesome 2:03.03. Just to clarify, no one ever went 2:02, but Lou Zieg did go 2:01.9 in October 2009 in the full bodysuit. One 200 to another. We then had a much more... I don't want to say slow, that's not the word. A little bit more, less exciting in terms of overall winning time in the men's 200 backstroke, where the world record, also from 2009, Aaron Pierce was 151.9. And another race where only one man ever went 152, which was the legendary Ryazaki Irie, also in 2009. With, actually, Ryan Lochte might have been 152 in 2011. But yeah, we've not had anyone go 152 in years and years. Murph, Rylov, all them guys, they never went 152. The Olympic record is 153.2. We was a second adrift of that, 0.99 adrift of that. But it was Apostolos Christou who went out stupidly fast. 26.3, 55.1, 124.3. He was flying. And just to give you perspective of how monumental this was and historic this was, no Greek man or woman has ever won an Olympic medal in the pool. They did win 5 medals back in 1896 when sailors raced in the sea, and they did win an open water medal in 2016, but they've never won a pool medal until now. Although Christou did not quite hang on for the gold, he did hang on for the silver medal, just touching out Michikov by 0.03, who got bronze, both 154.8, but it was Hubert Koss, trained with Bob Bowman at ASU, and he's moved with him to Texas. The Hungarian 154.2 did indeed win the gold. We then had the speed event for the night, the men's 50 freestyle. In the first semi-final, we had Crooks Dressel, Maxime, and it was the slowest semi-final on paper, even if it did have the defending Olympic champ, Caleb Dressel, out in lane 1. He didn't look great in the morning, but he looked great this afternoon in the outside lane, hitting the start, staying on the tempo, and he was 0.04 behind Crooks. Both of them were 21.5. The second semi-final was stacked. It could have the whole podium tomorrow night. It has the defending world champion, Bukov. It has the 100 fly world champion, Diego Ribeiro. It has the Canadian champion, Josh Liendo, Ben Proud, Cam McAvoy, Deplano, Goklemenov, Florent Manodou. They were all in it. The big surprise was Manodou come 5th, which sometimes, you know, is not going to be enough to make it back. But it was in this case. 21.64 did make it back. In fact, 6th in that semi would have been good enough for 4th in the first semi, because Josh Liendo was knocked out in 9th place in 21.69. Ben and Cam McAvoy touched together. 21.38. They'll be joint first seed into the final. But I'll be honest, it was Ben who looked better. Ben lifted his head up and looked over as he glided into the finish, whereas Cam McAvoy finished hard and fast. I don't know if that means anything for tomorrow night. It really doesn't. Dressel's going to be great. Ben's going to be great. Cam's going to be great. And Florent Manodou is going to find something, because he is a freaking winner. And that's why he's won medals at the last 3 Olympics. He's going to be in an outside lane. And if you remember 2012, that's exactly where he won his Olympic title. Leonardo Deplano was probably the big swim of the semi-finals, with a 21.5 for 3rd in that semi-final. We then had the women's 200 breaststroke, a potentially emotional race for many South Africans, where Tatiana Schoemaker/Smith was defending her Olympic title. She couldn't quite hang on to Kate Douglas, who was beating her on the pull-outs, the skills, the underwaters. Even if Tatiana was catching her up every time they swam, Kate was just getting her enough on the turns. She won 2.19 to Tatiana's 2.19.6, 19.24, 19.60, and Tatiana then announced her retirement. She has been a brilliant athlete in the sport, an Olympic champion on 2 occasions with 4 Olympic medals, and will be missed. I wish her all the best. What a swim. Tess Schutten come 3rd. This was the slowest depth-wise of all the finals. Only 5 girls beat the FINA A cut, the World Olympic qualifying time, in the Olympic final. 6th, 7th and 8th all missed that time. I think that's an issue. The women's 200 back semis were next. It was not really that exciting affair. I must say, Honey Osrin from GB looked brilliant. She's 3rd into the final with a 2.07.8 PB. Phoebe Bacon's first seed of 2.07.32, but I think Kaylee and Regan were just going through the motions. They're both in. And Anastasia Shorkade, an unattached swimmer, did make the final 8th. Obviously, she was part of Energy Standard. We then had the men's 2 IM semi-finals, which, outside of one miss, which was Shane Cassers, unfortunately, come in 9th place, missing out by 0.1. Everyone you would expect to be there is there. First seed was Leon Marchand, 156.3. So was Carson, 156.3. Duncan Scott, 156.4. Wang Shun, 156.5. Dai Sato, 156.5. That's going to be a rapid race for silver, bronze, but I think Leon Marchand is clearly in unbeatable form right now. And then in probably the most telegraphed podium of the entire meet, the women's 4x2, Australia won by 2.7 seconds, in an Olympic record, half second off their world record. America comes 2nd, and China come 3rd. 3rd, 4 seconds ahead of Canada. Very special splits. Summer Mcintosh was a 153.9. Katie Ledecky was a 154.9, and Titsmus a 152.9. Molly O'Callaghan did lead off in 153.5. I think, and 154.5 from Yang Zhuan from China. Actually, quicker than Siobhan got the bronze medal in the individual. Oh, there's a little tidbit for you. And Claire Weinstein, a new PB of 154.8, leading off for America. Wow, some great lead-offs from the girls there. Freya Colbert, 155.9 for GB as well. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment, subscribe. 53 finals going to be electric tomorrow night. Who's going to win? And check out Raw Speed, 12 weeks of 3 sessions a week, pure 50 stroke and freestyle training. It's very different, very unique, and it will make you faster. Discounted hugely right now, and so is the 100 race pace plan. Check out my website, www.theswimsuitguy.co.uk. Thanks, and I'll see you next time as always.